wife's sister convinced her to pretend she wanted a divorce as a wake-up call to make me a better husband. Their scheme completely backfired when I hired a lawyer and filed the papers myself. I'm 34 years old and have been married to my wife Rachel for 5 years. We've been living in our house for the past 2 years and I genuinely believed we had built something lasting together. We managed our finances jointly, shared household duties, and had developed this steady rhythm that worked for both of us. Sure, we weren't newlyweds anymore sending each other romantic texts every hour, but I considered us a stable, mature married couple working toward our long-term goals together. What I didn't know is that Rachel had been complaining to her older sister Linda about feeling like our marriage had become too routine. Linda, who's been through 2 divorces herself, apparently convinced Rachel that I was taking her for granted and that she needed to create some drama to wake me up and make me a more attentive husband. About 10 weeks ago, Rachel started acting completely unlike herself. She began making remarks about how she felt unfulfilled in our marriage and questioning whether we'd gotten married too young. At first, I thought she might be going through some kind of midlife crisis, so I tried to be supportive and give her room to express whatever she was feeling. But then she started talking about how she regretted not staying single longer and wasn't sure if she was cut out for married life. She said she'd been reflecting on her choices and wondering if settling down at 29 had been a mistake. She mentioned feeling like she'd lost her identity and independence, and that our marriage felt more like a business arrangement than a romantic partnership. I was completely blindsided but tried to stay calm. I told her I wanted to understand what she was going through and that we could work together to address whatever was making her unhappy. I suggested we could try new activities together, plan some romantic getaways, or even see a marriage counselor if she felt we needed professional help. During this conversation, she was emotional and kept saying how much she loved me but that she'd been feeling trapped in our domestic routine and needed to rediscover who she was as an individual. She talked about possibly separating for a while and suggested we consider a trial separation to give her time to figure out what she really wanted from life and marriage. She even provided specific examples of how she felt our relationship had become stagnant and predictable. Rachel said she missed the excitement of dating and the thrill of not knowing what each day would bring. She mentioned that Linda had been pointing out how different she seemed now compared to when she was single, and how marriage had supposedly dulled her personality and ambitions. I spent the next 2 months in absolute emotional turmoil. I started researching divorce lawyers since she seemed serious about